Plaintiff Judy Burkett is suing her ex-husband, Ricky Burkett, for the value of a boat and payments on a Harley-Davidson. Judy says their relationship fell apart because the defendant has abused her for years and even held a gun to her head. Ricky says the plaintiff was just as responsible for the demise of their marriage because she had sex with Ricky's brother and his best friend. He's countersuing for stolen property and rent.
Judy Burkett is suing Ricky Burkett, her ex-husband, for the value of a boat and payments made on a Harley-Davidson. And Ricky is countersuing his ex-wife for stolen property and unpaid rent. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Judy, why are you suing your ex?
Because he done me wrong. When Rick and I were we met when we were 13. At the age of 17, we got married. We had my oldest son, Joshua.
Okay.
What happened was basically drugs and abuse.
To you?
Yes, ma'am, to me.
Any convictions? Call the police?
Yes, ma'am. He
That's
actually...
untrue, Your Honor.
When did you call the police?
I called the police a few times, Your Honor. I called the police back in 1981, and they didn't actually put him in jail for beating me up and putting a gun to my head and telling me flat out that if he can't have me, nobody else could, because I wanted out of the bad relationship.
That's not true,
He
Your
ended
Honor.
up going to prison for $100,000 worth of breaking and entries.
Who did you
not
break
true.
and enter?
I didn't break and enter nothing.
Did you go to jail?
That's a lie.
Yes,
Ricky,
I did
look
go to
at me.
jail for a while for kicking in a door. It wasn't breaking
That's
and
called
entering.
breaking and
any.
entering.
Well, that's what they called it. But there was nothing stolen.
Whose door did you break and enter?
A house where she was,
That's not true, Your Honor. I was not there.
and the person I caught her sleeping with to do with the gun was my own brother.
That's a lie too, Rick. Thank
She
you.
slept with my brother. That's who I caught her in bed
Your
with.
Honor, he is flat out
So
standing there
you went
lying
to jail
you.
for it because she slept with your brother?
No, that's why the door got kicked in.
And then what happened after you kicked in the door?
That's when I caught her and my brother in bed together.
And what'd you do?
Nice lie, Rick.
What'd you do?
I actually beat up my brother during that time.
Okay, did you divorce your wife after that?
We separated for a while after that, and then we got back together. And then
Okay.
she got pregnant from my second son, which I found out belonged to my best friend.
You had, after sleeping with his brother, you had a son with his best friend?
What happened was...
Did you have another son?
Yes, Your
Was
Honor.
he the father?
No.
Was his best friend the father?
No, sir. No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
How long were you married to him? Let's start there.
Actually, Mr. Burkett and I was only married from 1979 to the end of 1981. I planned on being with Rick forever. And then whenever we separated, he went away for a while. I
There
had
was
Joe.
no
Then we got
sexual
back together.
relationship, Judge.
And we had our daughter, Angela.
There must have been a sexual relationship.
No,
for Angela to come.
after we were divorced and I
After-
left, there was not.
Was he abusive throughout this relationship, or did it end after he went to jail?
No, ma'am, it did not end after he went to jail and all the promises that everybody hears, and we ended up back together, and I had my daughter, and January 28th of 1984, he is the father of my daughter.
Of course I am. I know
We
that.
stayed together for another year. That's when Mr. Ricky Burkett decided to go ahead and do drugs and stuff again. He would leave me for 2-3 days at a time so
That's
he
a
could
lie,
go
Your
shoot
Honor.
up his arm with heroin, cocaine, with 2-3 of his drug buddies that he used to sell marijuana with. But I give him my hats off to him. It was him that decided that it was enough. Before he actually ended up killing me or hurting himself, he moved away to Florida. Ricky ended up getting married and having his daughter, Nicole.
How old are you, Nicole?
17.
Okay. Who's your mom?
Tammy Burkett.
Tammy. Okay. All right.
2 years after Mr. Burkett took a move to Florida to get his life together, I moved there too.
You're suing him for what?
I am suing him for half of the boat that we had bought together. We got back together in 2004.
Again?
Me and Rick, yeah, we ended up back together. And while we was together from the 2005 to we started our business together. I mean, we bought the boat, we bought the Harley, you know, we bought so many items.
Whose name are these items in?
Both of ours.
Okay. Do you have
Mr.
title? Can you show me title to them? Okay.
Here's the
And you're
original registration to the
You're
boat.
suing him for what?
I'm suing him for half of the money that was spent on the boat and the payments I made on the Harley, which was used to be in my name too before Rick went behind my back and took my name off the title.
Well, this is a transfer of title also.
Yes, it is, ma'am. That's the registration to the deep sea fishing boat that we spent $11,500 on. I do have the checks to prove that I wrote those checks.
The business was Ricky Burkett's for over 20 years. Ricky Burkett got in some tax problems, and they kept freezing my accounts. So then we put the business in Judy Burkett's name. Judy was to give me a $500 check every week and to pay all the bills. And Judy never wrote me a $500 check or nothing. So it looks like I never owned this business, which I owned for 25 years.
What kind of problem did you have with the IRS?
I owed them money.
During the time that you had a problem with the IRS, you're buying things with Judy. You're buying a deep sea fishing boat and a Harley. Yes or no?
No.
Talk to me.
The Harley I've owned way before she ever came along.
Why does she think she's entitled to half of the Harley?
Because she did pay the last couple of payments out of our account to do with the construction business, not out of her account.
Okay,
this business was mine before she came along.
So the two items, the boat and the Harley, were in whose name? The Harley was in your name originally because you bought it.
Yes, we were together, so I did put it in both of our names after it was paid off because I thought I still loved her and I thought we was going to have a life together.
So that you were hiding assets from the IRS, putting it in Judy's name.
No, I couldn't hide assets from the IRS because I owned houses, I owned properties, I owned a lot of things, and I was going through a divorce, so all of them was being sold to pay off the IRS, which the IRS knew that. The only account I had, the IRS did freeze and take the money out of. So when we started our business together, it went in JB Contractors. So she's trying to say that because this was in her name and her agreement was to pay all the bills to finish paying off the IRS.
To pay all the bills from what?
All the bills that came in.
From what account?
From JB Contractors, which is the only checking account we had.
Talk to me, Judy.
He just stated, Your Honor, that I made 2 or 3 payments on the Harley. Your Honor, right here's my evidence. Here's 2.5 years of Harley-Davidson payments highlighted for you.
Oh yeah, I don't know how much you paid on it, but it was our.
A lot more than just 2 payments.
Well, it was my money. I mean, it was my business. I only put it in your name to keep it running. And it's under JB Contractors. It's not under Judy Burkett, which both of us was owners of JB Contractor. All the customers belong to me.
Okay, Nicole, why are you here today?
Well,
stand up.
I'm here because Judy, when she was living with us, it was either Judy's way or the highway, basically. I don't very get along with my brother or Judy.
I have a restraining order here against her to do with her for beating her up and throwing tape measures at her and stuff.
Let's see that. This is a protection order.
Not true, Your Honor.
The police report's not true?
I've never abused a child, not even my own children.
Been arrested twice for
drugs. If I am so abusive, why do I have cards right here, even from Mother's Day 2008, where Nicole is thanking me for all the good things I've done for her and her father?
Your Honor, I'm not gonna lie, Judy has been a mother to me when my mom and my dad got divorced, and that's why she came into our home to take care of me. But there was a bad side to her too.
Okay, sit down, Nicole. The Harley he owned before he met you, and then he put it in your name because he thought you two were going to be together forever.
I took over payments on that Harley.
With whose money?
With the money that we worked together. Anything and everything.
Are you in a 50-50 partnership in this JB Contractors?
I am 100% owner of JB Contractors.
That's because he doesn't want the IRS to know about it.
He was never on
You're
the checking
both involved in a fraud. Now, what about the countersuit here? What are you suing her for, Ricky?
Well, Your Honor, let me tell you about Judy.
Oh, not long.
Judy did nothing but rip me off, lie to me. I went to work 2 days, came home, and my whole house was cleaned out of things that didn't even belong to her.
Did you take the wedding ring, the go-kart trailer, the digital camera?
She sure did.
No, Your Honor.
Here you go, Honor. Here's the police report.
I have the camera right here that he gave to me as a gift.
You're giving it back.
He can have it.
Give it back.
He can have it.
Here's a police report and a copy from the pawn shop where she pawned my stuff.
When did I pawn that engagement ring
Will
that you
you
gave
just
to
sit
me?
tight a minute and I'm
Actually,
going
it
to
looked like
tell
she
you.
pawned it twice.
Hey, get the thing out. You're still.
I got it.
And that stuff came
A
up.
positive identification of the inked impression was made on pawn ticket number 287809, dated August 12, 2008, from Cash America Pawn of Daytona Beach. The fingerprint has been positively identified as the right thumb of the following subject, Judy Lynn Burkett.
Yep. I did pawn the engagement
now she
ring.
says, yep.
I
My stuff
am
came
not
up missing
disputing
at the
that.
same time, Your Honor. If she stole the rings, she stole everything else.
Yeah,
You're
money.
suing her for rent?
Yes, ma'am.
After
Why?
he got a restraining order
She
on
was
me.
on the lease. She moved out in October. I had finished 4 months worth of rent.
You kicked me out.
I did not kick you out of
Oh, that's
nowhere.
a
You were
shot.
gone when I
Yes, you
came
did,
home
Rick.
from Michigan.
Why'd you kick her out?
I did not kick her out, Your Honor. I was out on the road.
So she moved out.
Yeah, she
Yes.
moved out and took all the stuff, and that's when she got in a fight with her. So when I came home, I had to file a restraining order and a police report.
Did you have an agreement with her to pay rent?
Yes, I did. She's on the lease.
All right, what I've got is a lease here, Judy. What am I going to do about this lease?
Your Honor, how many months does it say?
4.
He kicked me out. He put a restraining order on me.
All right, so what do you want?
I want half of the money that I spent on the boat, which was $11,500.
Who's got the boat?
And he has it.
So you want $11,500?
No, ma'am, I just want the $5,000 back, Your Honor, for my half of the boat and for the payments I put on that Harley.
Okay,
That I
but
never
the
get to
payments
write
for the
on.
Harley were from the business. Who's got the Harley?
He has them both.
So you've got them both.
Yes, he does,
The
Your
boat
Honor.
was sold, Your Honor.
Yeah, the IRS seized it and sold it.
Go.
I know what happened. You know what? You don't have clean hands here either. Because you let him put the business in your name just to cover so it wouldn't be seized by the IRS. Don't even answer me. I don't want you to perjure
It was
yourself.
her idea.
Huh?
It was her idea.
Your Honor, I had a nice job that I really liked a lot.
You know what? I'm giving you $2,500 period. You know why? Because I think you worked. I think you were part of the business. And I think at the end of the day, he got all the stuff that you were part of the fraud, and I should probably dismiss it, but I really do think that you worked. Okay, so I'm going to give you $2,500, which is nothing. He got the boat and the Harley,
Thank
and at
you,
the end
Your
of the day,
Honor.
the government got it, and then somebody else got it. I'm gonna award him for 1 month for rent because you are on the lease. At the end of the day, he did get the order of protection in October, so I'm going to give him for September that amount of 1 month's rent. Now, in addition to that, what I have here is a claim you pawned off some of his items. He's going to get what's with the wedding rings? Aren't they her rings? What makes you
No,
think you
not
can get
at
them
all.
back?
I wasn't married to her. I gave her an engagement ring, and it wasn't even the ring she pawned. Those
Yes,
were wedding
it
rings I
was.
had in a drawer at my house. That
Yeah.
didn't even belong to her.
Your Honor,
All right,
he's
what's
lying.
with the go-kart? Where's the go-kart?
The go-karts I owned and the trailer I owned, she decided she was going to steal all that at the same
About three
time.
We bought those items
Talk
together.
To me.
No.
Get up here, Josh.
Your Honor, the go-karts and all that, they bought together. And the ring, she had to pawn. I was with him when she sent that money to Indiana because we were both Indiana transporting
Okay.
semi-trucks. She had to pawn that ring to give him money to get back to Florida because he didn't have no money. I was with him when that
I
happened.
cried when I had to give up my engagement ring that he bought for me.
Wait a minute.
Engaged
We're
me
not talking
Christmas.
about an engagement ring here, Your Honor. We're talking about a set
But
of wedding rings.
you haven't proven to me what it is.
Had nothing to do with an
The
engagement
burden
ring.
of proof is on you to prove to
Mine
me
does,
what
Your
kind
Honor.
of
Mine
ring it
says
is.
wedding set
It's
right on
wedding
it.
band set. I never married her. Why would she have the whole set?
You married her in
engaged-
1979 to 1981. I was
Them wasn't
here.
the rings from then, Your Honor.
I feel like I've been sitting here since 79.
Them ain't the rings from 1979. Them are rings that were in my drawer. My daughter right here knows that they were in my drawer. They belong to her mother, my last
All right,
wife.
that's enough. That's enough. The issue for the court is very simple. I have already ruled on the plaintiff's claim. With respect to the defendant's claim, I'm going to give him $500 for the month of September for rent. You got your digital camera back. You haven't proved to me which wedding rings we're talking about.
Your Honor.
I'm going to give you $800 for the go-kart. That's $1,200. That's the end of it. Good luck, both of you.